Welcome and welcome back. Welcome to the I Choose Violence Insect Glaive build. Are you pushing the limit of what you can do with an insect glaive now? Do you fancy yourself an aggressive hunter who can close that gap and control the fight? Then this build is for you. This build has took a lot of fine tuning from me because I wanted to push my ability to control the fight as much as I possibly could against all of these monsters now. And this build is a finely tuned super endgame monstrosity of a DPS build. It is enabling pure damage, it is enabling 100% crit, and it is realistically one of the most dominant builds in the game right now for the Insect Glaive. For me, it gives you good utility and fixes a lot of things in the game. Like the clip you're watching, this is the Arc Tempered Radar Challenge. We are absolutely ripping this thing to shreds. And it's all due to the fact that we can play in an aggressive way. But moving into the build, I'm not going to keep you waiting. Let's have a look at it. This is a Arc Tempered Radar Gormagala hybrid set that's going to put together a beautiful combination of 100% crit, mixing it with as much capability and functionality as we can possibly squeeze in. I'm an Insect Glaive main. I spend a lot of time playing Insect Glaive and then dabble in every other weapon to make sure my education levels are good. But this thing is the most optimized, peak, absolutely obscene Insect Glaive build I've put together right now. For this level of the game, it's far too powerful if you're an aggressive hunter. But mixing in a good set here, you will see with a Blast Insect and a Blast Insect Glaive, I've tested every element with this. You can mix and match this to suit the monster that you're fighting to your heart's content. But for me, Blast you can take anywhere, anytime, and go with whatever you need to. But we'll move into the gems and the skills. Critical boost level 3. We have to get some level of critical boost in here because of our optimum. We're pushing that critical hit chance. We want that extra 9% critical hit damage, which is being engaged at all points of the fight. Razor Sharp, got to be in there. But the reason why we choose Razor Sharp over Master's Touch here is the ability to squeeze Slugger in. You'll see this in a lot of my builds over the time. If you're a fan and you have been around for a while and you've been doing a lot of my builds, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. And Critical Eye, we want to make sure we can push that 99% crit, 100% crit when latent power is active, 100% crit when we've got the mantle on, but this thing is phenomenal. And then the armor set. What we've managed to do here is squeeze in the best utility we can with what we have available to us. We've got weakness exploit 5. We want to make sure that 30% affinity, because we know what we're hitting now. We're getting to that point where our education levels on these monsters are high. Counter Strike, attack plus 25. This thing in itself is a pure DPS masterclass skill. It is engaging itself even when I'm squeezing in a flinch free in here. Even if flinch free does its job, Counter Strike is still kicking in. Even if your offset is doing its job, Counter Strike is still kicking in. And then maximum might, because we're on our ground, we're on our feet, we're trying to stay as low as possible to make sure we can output as much damage as possible. Antivirus makes a comeback here. It goes hand in hand very well with the Lord Soul Guts mix, because it's slowly ticking damage away from us. That is enabling us to get towards latent power a little bit quicker, even if we are getting through antivirus and getting sure that that frenzy is cured quickly. And then we get latent power in here. This is a little add-on to the build with the extension due to the two-piece set from Gore. Is going to make sure that we can keep latent power up for a while, but once your mantle has run out through that beginning phase of the fight, latent power is active and you are 100% critical hit consistently throughout all of it, even if there's no wounds on the monster, which is a phenomenal thing. And then we get evade window and evade extender. Evade window is nice to have because your evade extension is allowing you to do big side rolls. You're not getting caught by anything, even the aftermath of Radar's attacks. And evade window is a beautiful thing just to give you that extra bit of invulnerability when you need it most. But evade extender, I can't say enough about this skill. If you've not used it with Insect Glaive, do it. It allows you to push that level of aggression that you've got and close the gap with the monster. Get over there and cause some absolute damage. And then flinch free level 2 has been finally tested by me. This had to squeeze in there because when I'm outputting DPS and really consistently controlling that monster and going for the knockdown and going for the knockout and trying to cycle that stun lock, even running solo with this, I want to be able to output them last few hits, because them last few hits make the difference. And when flinch free prevents you from getting that knockback and that tripping, you are knocking these monsters out. And then burst level 1 has to be squeezed in because of the flat buff it gives just by being as consistent as we are. And stamina surge level 1, I've been testing in and out with everything here. I've removed all levels of constitution. This is enough for me playing a ground based Insect Glaive because I'm trying to not stay in the air as much as I can. And then we get the Radar's Voltage, which extends that latent power window. Gormagala's Tyranny for the frenzy and the actual affinity it gives. And then Lord Soul allows us to start that fight, mantle on, aggressive, chase, push, hit, be strong, knock that monster out as fast as possible, because you've got a safety net there that you're going to stand that one lethal hit, plus your attack's buffed, so it's a really nice thing. But yeah, looking at this from here, this is outrageous how good this set is. And the beauty of this is you can really enable yourself with this level of DPS, but if you really miss earplugs, which is a fine point to talk about here, you can just swap out the Counter-Strike charm. You are still a DPS beast. You are still really aggressive. You are still a good place to be. And you can put the earplugs level 2 charm in, which enables you that freedom and flexibility to make sure you can hit them finishers through the raw and control the monster. When you're running the Counter-Strike build like this, you do not have earplugs, even at full buffs, so you will still take that raw, unless you can put enough space in between you and that monster when you know and can read the monster well enough. But for those of you who want that extra bit of utility, take the counter charm out and put in the earplugs charm, and you will be absolutely golden, but still a beast. But I cannot lie to you, as an Insect Glaive main, I've tried every skill, every build, everything I can do. I'm constantly fine-tuning, but this thing is pushing the limit of what we can do right now. It's almost frightening of what we're going to be able to do as this game evolves, because these builds that we're managing to put together now with the levels that we're achieving, I don't know how much further you can push this with an expansion, because expansion level builds are like this, where you've got every gem available to you. There's going to have to be some fundamentally new skills come into this game to really change how powerful you are. Maybe some good power scaling on the monsters as well. But if you take any value from this, I'd love you to give this a shot. I'd love you to pop in the comments what it has done for you, because this is shaving time off my hunts like you wouldn't believe. I am a beast. There is an element of that where I'm getting better and better with Insect Glaive as time's going on. I understand the monsters, my muscle memory is strong, but this build is chef's kiss. I will not lie to you. But yeah, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. If there's anything I can do for you, please pop it in the comments. I'll get back to every single one. And we are almost at 200 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed to this very small channel. You are helping me grow on a day-to-day basis. And I never thought we'd make 100, which is outrageous, because we just keep growing. But anything you do need, pop it in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe. You know the vibes. Peace.